The opening ceremony for the Paris 2024 Olympics garnered a lot of attention for its innovative approach and ambitious scale. Now, we've all seen opening ceremonies before, grand spectacles in massive stadiums. But Paris? Paris threw a curveball. For the first time in Olympic history, the ceremony was held outside a stadium, taking place along the Seine River. The decision to hold the ceremony outside allowed the French to showcase some of the city's iconic landmarks. Olympic athletes from over 200 countries were paraded on boats past landmarks such as Notre Dame, the Louvre, and the Pont Alexandre III. It was a love letter to Paris, a celebration of the city's history and beauty. The organizers leaned into the clichés and stereotypes people hold about the French being risqué and avant-garde. Despite the majesty of it all, there's been some confusion and outrage about the ceremony's cultural elements and performances, with some claiming it was satanic and blasphemous. This video will focus on the highlights of this ceremony and address some of the issues people had. Now, opening ceremonies are more than just pretty lights and synchronized dancing, though those are pretty great. They're a chance for a country to showcase its culture, its history, its values to a global audience. Remember Beijing 2008? The sheer scale, the precision, the drums. It was a powerful display of China's re-emergence on the world stage. Or London 2012. From Mr. Bean tickling the ivories to the Queen skydiving with James Bond, it was quintessentially British, a celebration of their quirky humour and cultural icons. These ceremonies serve as a symbol of global unity and peace. The event promotes international friendship and understanding by bringing together athletes from around the world. The Parade of Nations, where athletes from different countries march together, embodies the Olympic spirit of unity and diversity. Paris 2024 was no different. It was a chance for France to say, "This is who we are, a nation of art, of romance, of revolution, and we're ready to welcome the world." In keeping with the Olympic themes, the Paris ceremony featured France's history and culture. Let's take a look at the highlights. One of the most talked about moments of any opening ceremony is the lighting of the Olympic cauldron. It's the culmination of the torch relay, a symbol of hope and continuity passed down through generations. Paris 2024 added a unique twist, a masked torchbearer. The figure wore a white hood over what looks like a fencing mask. It has been speculated that the character represents several figures from French history, namely the man in the iron mask, the Phantom of the Opera, Arsène Lupin, the world-famous gentleman thief and master of disguise, and of course Arnaud, the character from Assassin's Creed Unity, the video game released by Ubisoft in 2007, which takes place in the early days of the French Revolution. The mysterious figure first appears as a boat rider helping a group of 3 kids transport the torch through the canals. Throughout the show, he or she is seen as a parkour expert, climbing rooftops and participating in musical skits and performances. We see them wander through a performance of Les Misérables, a musical based on the June Rebellion, also known as the Paris Uprising of 1832. This is not to be confused with the French Revolution, which occurred from 1789 to 1799. Those who know history will know French history is riddled with revolutions. We also see the torchbearer wander through the Louvre, the largest museum in the world. There we notice that several pieces of artwork, including the Mona Lisa, are missing. We soon discover that the minions have stolen and lost the famous painting in the River Seine. Now, no grand spectacle is complete without a little controversy, right? And Paris 2024 definitely delivered on that front. One segment in particular had everyone talking, the appearance of Marie Antoinette. Yes, Marie Antoinette, the last queen of France before the French Revolution, the one who allegedly said, "Let them eat cake," when told the peasants had no bread, although historians say she probably never actually said that. The headless figures depicting the 18th century Queen Marie Antoinette performed along the Seine River embankment, accompanied by a metal band singing "Ça ira," the anthem of the French Revolution.
The figures were displayed outside the Conciergerie, the prison where the Queen was held captive during the French Revolution before she met her fate. The segment was a commentary on France's complex relationship with its past, but some people were concerned that their children would go to bed with nightmares after watching.
However, Marie Antoinette's fate didn't anger people as much as the fashion show. The controversy centers on a performance that some viewers found offensive due to its perceived mockery of Christian imagery.
Specifically, Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper. The performance featured drag queens and a naked blue man played by French actor Philippe Catherine, which many interpreted as a parody of the biblical scene. This segment sparked significant backlash, particularly among Christian audiences who found it disrespectful and blasphemous.
Critics labeled the performance as satanic and accused the organizers of promoting anti-Christian sentiment. The controversy led to widespread calls to boycott the Olympics. A major US tech company also pulled its advertising from the event in response to the backlash, further amplifying the negative reaction.
Here's where critics got it wrong. The performance was an interpretation of the festivals of Dionysus, the ancient Greek god of wine, fertility, and theater. The festivals of Dionysus were significant events in Greek culture, often characterized by elaborate ceremonies and communal festivities. Greek mythology has been an integral part of French education for centuries. French schools have traditionally taught Greek myths in literature and history classes as part of their curriculum. These stories have been used to teach moral lessons, cultural values, and classical knowledge, fostering an appreciation for ancient Greek heritage among French students. The Olympic organizers have defended the performance, explaining that it was intended as an artistic interpretation of the Greek god Dionysus, rather than a direct reference to the Last Supper. Despite this clarification, the Catholic Church in France condemned the act, and the controversy provoked strong online reactions.
The ceremony ended on a high note. As night fell, we saw a cloaked rider in armor on a shimmering metal horse galloping down the Seine. The rider represented the Olympic spirit and a call for peace and solidarity. It was also a depiction of Sequana. Sequana is a goddess from ancient Gaulish, Celtic mythology associated with the Seine River. She's primarily known as a river goddess, embodying the river's life-giving and purifying aspects. She was revered as the deity of the Seine River, which was an essential waterway for the Celtic tribes living in the region.
Rivers were often worshipped in Celtic cultures for their importance in agriculture, transportation, and as sources of life and sustenance. Sequana's most famous sanctuary was located at the source of the Seine near modern-day Dijon. This site, known as the Fonte Secanae, was a significant pilgrimage destination where people sought healing. The sanctuary featured a series of springs and a temple dedicated to the goddess. The cloaked rider concluded her ride by handing over the Olympic flag to be raised, as is tradition, before the games are declared open.
By breaking with tradition and staging the event along the Seine, the organizers created a truly unique and unforgettable experience. But it was also a reminder that tradition and innovation aren't mutually exclusive.
The ceremony was steeped in French history and culture. The French are known for their high fashion and a love of the arts and entertainment, and that was on full display during the opening ceremony as they leaned into their culture and the cliched potted history the world has about them.
Did you watch the opening ceremony? What were your favorite moments? Did anything surprise you? Were you outraged by some of the themes, or did you see them for what they were? Let us know in the comments. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to be notified of new videos.